Versi. Did you miss me? Hope everyone is safe, healthy, feeling good, in a good place. Man, it's going to be a great show. It's a lot to talk about. It's bittersweet. But before I get into that, man, again, you've entered inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And, of course, always, it's a lot of news, a lot of crazy rumors, sports stuff. It's a lot. We're about to get into it. But like always, man, you know I'm not doing this by myself. You might not hear him, but I got my guy in the background that does everything that you don't see and does everything that you do see. My guy, G. I'm going to still say what up to G. What up, G? And then I got someone in the building full of energy. Let's hear from my guy, The Intellectual. I hope The Intellectual is enjoying himself. He's on little vacation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta take a break, man. That's how it go. But it's not like we're gonna miss out because we got my guy, my road dog, Rick. What up, Rick?
What's the deal, Pickle? What's good, my brother?
I'm good. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great.
That's what's up, man. Look, it's bittersweet because you got the Super Bowl coming up.
That is playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Excited. You know what I'm saying? We happy. We can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, that means football over with, bro.
Yes. Yes.
You know, that's the last of football. And, it used to be back in the day. You remember it used to be back in the day where when football was done with, with the Super Bowl, you had a Pro Bowl. Even though, and the Pro Bowl was better back then, of course, but still,
yeah,
that was just your last hurrah. Hey,
yeah.
It's not the same, but I'm going to watch something.
Get your last fix.
Right.
Your last, yeah.
But we
That's
don't.
it.
We don't have that anymore. So.
That's it.
Either or.
Get your wings.
Right.
And things. That's all.
But we got a great show for you all. We are talking, of course, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We got to talk, give our picks, what's going to happen, what we think, all that good stuff. Then next we have a special guest, my man Darren Smith. Darren Smith has a radio show, The Ship with Darren Smith on ESPN Kansas City. Also, you can find him on KLKC Fox Sports Radio 810 WHB. He's everywhere. But he's going to be here. He covers the Kansas City Chiefs, and he's going to be talking Chiefs from their perspective. Then we got to talk about this All-Star situation. NBA All-Star game. NBA, NBPA, they agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the NBPA represents the players.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't make decisions without the players. But they came in agreement to play this All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
But the players are upset.
LeBron is upset.
A few came out.
Okay,
but he started it.
Yes.
But once LeBron, Darren Fox said something first.
Okay.
And then LeBron.
Who said something first?
Anyway, you don't go there today, man.
I mean, I'm just. You said somebody said something first, and I'm trying to figure out who did you say said something first, so we can know.
But anyway,
yeah.
We're gonna get into that later on, and then we got to talk about these teams coming up. Utah Jazz. You have the Philadelphia 76ers. Are they the cream of the crops in both conferences, or what? We're getting to that, and then we got to talk about these rumors, man. You know, with Carson Wentz. Talking about he been traded. Where's Deshaun Watson going? He's been saying he's not going here. He's been very vocal, reportedly. So we got Ask a Doc with Dr. Fowler talking about injuries and quick hit stop at what's on our minds. Make sure you let your family and friends know the show is live local at 1100 a.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. WWE, The Real. Also, we are streaming live on the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page, 3 Point Conversion YouTube channel and also on the 3pointconversion.com. You can check it out anywhere. And then we're on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio. We're everywhere. All right? Hey, man, let's get ready for these quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sharon Beats for the sick beats. So, first off, Andy Reid's son, Britt Reid, who's the linebackers coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, he's been there for a while, like 7 or 8 years. But on Thursday night, he got in an accident. It was a multi-vehicle accident. It was 2 cars. They were parked along. Something was going on with the cars. Anyway, Britt came in, drove and hit him, right? It was two toddlers in one of the cars. Both taken to the hospital. One of them have life-threatening issues. They're dealing with these issues, right? The other one is all right, nothing critical. That's sad. Hopefully the child gets well and survives. Britt came out. The cops asked him, bruh, you all right? Whatever. He says that he had 2 to 3 drinks. It's funny how you can admit that.
Yes. Hey, I just had a couple drinks.
Wonder how that is when you admit that. But anyway, he admitted that. Cop was like, all right, gave him a high five. No, he didn't. I'm making that up. He didn't give him a high five. But the cops, all right, whatever. They said they smell alcohol. And then also, he was on I guess it was prescribed medication. He said it was medication though, but it was prescribed. But still, he was impaired. No charges made. Now they say that it takes a week for charges to come up. He didn't make this, so he's not going to Super Bowl. They don't want any distraction. But they said when the charges come up, it'll be well after the Super Bowl.
No suspicion of
nothing. So I'm gonna ask you. So I'm not saying that you, but if you've known somebody, let's just say he's black, known somebody that's had a few drinks, probably had one, and if they admitted they had some drinks,
they didn't have to admit it.
Right. They didn't even I didn't hear them take a breathalyzer test on this. I don't know if he did, but they didn't mention that. And you get no charge? No jail, no nothing?
You didn't go to jail.
You know what happened. It's that Dave Chappelle bit. I didn't know I couldn't do that.
Right.
Hey, Damon Edwards didn't have that. Remember Damon Evans, the UGA AD at the time.
Yeah.
He had a little something to drink.
Go ahead. I remember.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that story, but
no, and he went to jail.
Right.
Yeah, and it was suspicion of DUI.
But this guy, now, mind you, this did happen in Kansas City.
Okay.
So they're probably trying to do everything for Kansas City to win.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know what?
They supposed to take care of
it. I get that.
They are supposed to take care of it.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
But real quick, I'll just ask you, do you think this caused any distraction? Because media going. Now, the good thing is, media's not there.
Yes.
So, and they're going to control, they can control media. I've been a part of Super Bowl week this week. They've controlled the media. So, do you think this is a distraction though?
Yes. It's a distraction, but it's not as big of a distraction because of Rona. The COVID. There's no
right.
media day. There's no media role.
Right.
So they are not being hammered, but there's still going to be some questions. Should be some questions.
Right.
Pertaining this incident. So yes, it should be a distraction.
Wow. Moving on. 2020 National League Cy Young winner Trevor Bauer has signed a 3-year, $102 million deal. Let me say that one more time. A 3-year, $102 million deal with the World Series champions Los Angeles Dodgers. Where's Greg Popovich when you need him? The contract has has opt-outs after years 1 and 2. Bauer is set to make $40 million in 2021, $45 million in 2022. He was the first reigning Cy Young Award winner to enter free agency since Greg Maddux in 1992. If Popovich was there, Popovich would have wrote a letter to the commissioner, hey, we're not taking this. But there's no Popovich in baseball. But still, the Dodgers, man, what you think? Is it a wrap now?
I mean, they this is what the Dodgers do. This is what they've been doing. Been trying to buy one or buy another one.
Right.
So this is their MO. We gonna spend this bread to get this thing.
Right.
Braves, listen. Just throwing that out there in the wind. Braves, please listen.
They spent some money last night.
Yes, they did. Much needed money they spent last night.
$35 compared to this?
Compared to this, yeah.
But anyway, moving on. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell expressed disappointment that only 2 minorities were hired for 7 head coaching openings, despite a growing pool of qualified candidates. I'm not sure there's an issue. We spent more time with our ownership on, Goodell said as part of his annual State of the League address. It's much broader than just head coaches for us, but head coaches is important. And we put a lot of our policies and focus on that this year. As you know, we had 2 minority coaches hired this year, but it wasn't what we expected, and it's not what we expect going forward. I will say this, and I'm going to let you speak real quick. We know the Shield runs it, and the owners are behind the Shield. So Goodell might feel, first I read it like stop it, but he might feel that way, but he has no say so.
There's nothing Roger Goodell could do.
Right.
The owners do what they want to do.
Right.
Period. You had 2 black GMs hired, but they were hired after the coach was hired.
Right.
So they wouldn't 3. Oh, excuse me, 3.
3.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But they were hired
3 GMs. Yeah.
But they were hired after the coaches was hired. So they did not get a chance to hire their coaches. Owners doing what they want to do.
Yeah,
they don't care.
They don't care.
Exactly. Point blank. Period. Is theirs. You can't make them do what we gonna do.
Right.
We got to figure out a way to get ownership in the league.
Yep. Moving on. Jim Mattress Mac, that's his nickname, Mattress Mac. So he out there.
Hey,
let me say that.
Yeah,
he's slinging mattresses.
Mattresses.
Right. Mattress Mac. McLavelle, a Houston furniture store owner who is known for making giant sports bets, has placed the largest wager on Super Bowl 50 so far. $3.46 million on the underdog Tampa Bay Buccaneers at plus 3.5. McAvell would win $2.72 million if Tampa Bay covers the spread. He routinely uses bets to mitigate risk on sales promotions on the store. This year, customers at McAvell store who spent $3,000 or more on new mattresses will get their money back if the Buccaneers win. Bruh,
why?
We need to drive to Houston.
Hey,
D is in Houston. We need to drive. I need to tell him to buy some mattresses.
Get a couple mattresses.
So when I first saw the bet, I thought he was tripping, cause you're not making double your bet. But I understand it though. I get it. You think he wins his? Well, we'll get into that if he wins his bet. But would you have done something like that?
Probably not. But he sound like he's in a high stakes guy. This is what he does.
Right.
This is how he gets his blood flowing.
Right.
This is his thing, slinging mattresses and making these bets. That's how he do it. You know, everybody got they vice and sound like making these bets is his vice.
Moving on. USA basketball is in the planning stages of creating pre-Olympic bubble in Las Vegas for Team USA. Australia and Spain to train and play exhibition games against one another before leaving for Tokyo. With NBA players expected to make the core of all 3 teams and the league's playoff scheduled to take place from May 22nd to July 22nd, this concept would create an environment where players can limit travel and possible exposure to COVID-19 before going to Japan. The big issue is the season still be going on.
Yeah, they'll be in the playoffs.
So a lot of people... And they're trying to get it. I think Colangio is trying to get it to where they can move back the Olympics, but they're like, no. So if this happens, what do you think? So that means we sending Who? I don't even know.
That team that has Joe Johnson and Isaiah Thomas right now.
Yeah.
For the Olympics.
They need to stop, man. They need to stop. The same way this whole bubble thing. These players are not trying to do this bubble thing no more.
Right.
You see the results. You see the Clippers was ready to go home.
It's crazy because I just think that, I mean, I don't know what Collegial's going to do, because if you got, usually your best players are in the playoffs around this time.
Yes.
So I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen, or, maybe they send marketing. Well, marketing probably won't be with the USA.
I mean, they can send the whole Wizards team.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can send the whole Wizards team.
And most of them are from overseas anyway.
Oh,
but anyway, last but not least, a new federal bill introduced would make it illegal for the NCAA or other college sports associations to place any restrictions on the type of size or endorsements deals that college athletes could sign in the future. Senator Chris Murphy and Representative Lori Trahan co-authored the bill, and it is the only option to date that doesn't provide any means of Congress or for Congress for the NCAA or any other governing body to regulate what produces or what products athletes and can endorse. So basically, they're trying to clear this way so they can make this money. NCAA been trying to fight this forever. Does it finally come to an end where they will allow players to make money no matter what it is?
This thing was probably going to be held up in court so long that NCAA going to do all they can to get this free label.
Right. I
mean, they
that's how they do, man, and it's sad, but and this is, to me, and I'll end it with this. This is where people like, I know he got in trouble, but Chris Webber, Christian Lane, all them old players that play, Reggie, all of them need to come out and speak on behalf of this. They really need to do and step forward. But all right, that wraps up Quick Hits. We're going to take a quick break. We have to talk about this NBA All-Star. Are they going to play it? Are they going to boycott it? What's about to happen? Keep it locked.
Real 1100 would like for you to join us in the celebration of Black History Month. Today, we celebrate football pioneer Fritz Pollard. Pollard's name is associated with many football firsts for black players, including the first black player to play in the Rose Bowl, to be named an All-American, and to be a head coach in the American Professional Football Association, now known today as the National Football League. Thank you for listening to today's Black History Fact.
Hey folks, just a quick reminder that no matter the time of the day and no matter what day of the week, East Coast, West Coast, all points in between, we are always on. So go to your app store and download the Real 1100 app and listen wherever and whenever.
The Real.
What's up? This is Vince Carter. You're listening to a 3-Point Conversion. Check it out.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And the hot topic is definitely hot. So, when they signed this deal, and for this year, it was that in the first 2 weeks, not first 2 weeks, for the All-Star break, the players would get 2 weeks to just relax. It'll be a break, no All-Star game, nothing. Now all of a sudden, it was talk that, hey, it possibly could be an All-Star game, and why don't we play it? Then all of a sudden, they were very close to it. Then it said the NBA and the NBPA was going to talk about it. Then it came up that they came to agreement to play the All-Star game. All right, cool. In Atlanta, we're going to get to that later. But next thing you know, so to answer your question, DeAndre Fox, who plays for the Sacramento Kings, he came out and he said it was stupid. Right? Mm-hmm. He was stupid. We're just going to leave it at that. Then LeBron James, he came out and what did he say, G? I know I forgot the words he used, but
call it a slap in the face.
Yeah, slap in the face. Then everybody else came out. We shout out to Danny Thompson, the 3-point conversion senior writer and who covers the Charlotte Hornets. He asked Terry Rozier about it, and Rozier was like, I ain't gonna lie, that's something like I always wanted to play in the All-Star game and hope to play in the All-Star game. He's like, but basically there's no need for it. Like, not right now with everything that's going on. So everybody, Giannis came out and said, hey, the Kings said something. I'm with the Kings. It's a slap in the face. So if this is the case, why? But I'm going to ask you, do you think they should play an All-Star game?
No, hell no. They should not play an All-Star game. The finals was a month and a half before the season started. Some of these guys need a break. They need physical break, mental break. They need a break. Mm-hmm. NBA, they lost money. Yes, they gonna get. You're not gonna get all this money back today. These fellas, if they break down, you're still not gonna get what you try. Excuse me. You're still not gonna get what you're trying to get.
Right.
These fellas, they need a break. LeBron, the Heat, they just played a championship game with a month and a half before the season started. If they had this 2 week is something they need. These fellas need to spend time with their families.
Yeah.
Because they're in the mini bubble when they on the road. They're not getting the things they was accustomed to. These cats need a break, man.
Yeah, and then
then where?
Right, then they're having in Atlanta, which, I mean, I can understand the players. Like, first, a slap in the face. Let's go back to the players. Like you said, we just agreed on not. That was a big part of it. Mm-hmm. And I won't lie, I was one of the few. I wasn't tripping on an All-Star week. I was just saying the 2 weeks, is it going to slow momentum down? I was more so focused on that. Mm-hmm. But I agree with not having an All-Star game. I agree with it. But if that's what we agree with, you can't.
Atlanta lost a lot of money. They lost the money with the NCAA,
right.
The Final Four, da.
That they're trying to get that.
They trying to recoup this money, man.
So let me ask you, if a few players are speaking out and they say they're not going to do it and they're disgruntled, do you think that they will hold out? Do you think we will see, well, not hold out, but some players say, I'm not playing in it? I mean, we see this in NFL, the Pro Bowl, but do you believe that players like LeBron, I'll start with you, G, like players like LeBron and so on, they'll say, we're not playing? Because if he does it, it could start a domino effect.
Well, I kind of want to use the Patrick Beverley's logic as far as the in the bubble when they didn't play, when they protested in the middle of the playoffs, and apparently Patrick Beverley said, "Look, if LeBron said he's going to play, we playing."
Yeah.
So I would apply that here as if LeBron says we ain't playing the All-Star game, we ain't playing the All-Star game. If players, maybe they'll give players the opportunity to opt out, and then it'll look like kind of like the Pro Bowl, in which like half the players you see in the Pro Bowl, they weren't voted in. Right. They were replacements. Right. So will we see replacements in the All-Star game like that? I don't know. Will the NBA just push forward like we're gonna play this game, and if you don't play, well then you don't play. But we're gonna play this game regardless. So I haven't seen any of those details, and it's interesting that the Players Association agreed, because isn't Chris Paul still the president of the union?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like I haven't heard anything about. Like, I know LeBron used to be the vice president of the union. Kyrie's a vice president now. He had to have said he didn't want to play. Had to.
Which right?
So
I'm shocked
it's
that
like,
he ain't.
Yeah.
why aren't we talking to Chris Paul or whoever the president is, if it's not him, about why is there an agreement to play this game where, some players, and there'll probably be more, and two of your most prominent players, LeBron and Giannis, both disagree with playing.
So let me say this. LeBron has spoken out on a lot of things. So if they don't change it, look, I still think he'll probably play. I don't think he makes that.
He's gonna find a way to not play. He's gonna say he have a groin injury again,
unless it's something like that, right? But I'm saying I don't. He's not. He'll say how he feels, then he'll be like, he'll end up playing, or maybe for the fans or whatever. But
or remember when Jimmy Butler made the All-Star team a couple of years ago, and then at the very last second he didn't play because he wanted the rest.
Right,
he was playing for Tom Thibodeau, so he did need that rest. But then he got hurt like the next game, the first game back, he got hurt. But I mean, maybe LeBron might do something like that to where he'll just wait until the last second and say he doesn't want to play.
And see, on shout out to Antoine Smitty on the chat. He's talking about boycott it. They should boycott it. I mean, but that's the issue, Rick. It something doesn't smell right, because if the NBA PA agreed on it, but your players are saying no, where did this come from? Where does this come from? And why would you boycott it if the NBA PA, I could see if the league was like, look, y'all have to play, then you would say boycott it. But it can't be a boycott if...
Who voted on this?
Who voted on this? That's the question.
Why someone needs to talk to Chris Paul. He is still the president.
And
someone
Kyrie.
talk to him.
And Kyrie.
Kyrie's a vice president.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
So do y'all think that Chris Paul... So right now, Chris Paul is like 7th and 6th in the voting, so he's not getting in as far as him getting voted in by the fans. He could make it by the coaches, but do you think this is a ploy because you know that LeBron probably won't play for him to play in an All-Star game or something? Think he's trying to this is a way of getting in? Because I don't get it. Like, how can you all be the Players Association, but the players are upset about this? It doesn't. And then the fact that, let's get back to Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. Atlanta's the open city. We're open down here.
Wide open.
And you know how, I don't care. Look, Super Bowl going to bring people out to Super Bowl. But in Atlanta, people coming for that All-Star game. And
it's open.
It's open. And
folks coming just to come. Just to
you
let their hair down.
And right, because it's open.
It's open.
And so you think with that,
passing Rona Fury.
Yeah. Like, I really think they need to think about this and go back. Is the NBA, are they too prideful to say, you know what, even the NBA PA or Chris Paul, are they too prideful to say, you know what, we messed up?
They haven't been.
There's still time to walk it back. But like, after further discussion, we've decided to cancel the All-Star game.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, that can still be done.
Look, when he said walk it back, I thought he was saying walk it out. I'm like, that's what they're going to be playing when everybody come in. Yeah. I thought he was talking about the song Walk It Out. But yeah, you're right, man.
Andre 3 Stacks verse?
Yeah. You got to play that. Right, you got to play that verse. Yeah.
Long that verse. Long we gonna walk. We gonna walk it out now.
So, you think they play?
No.
You think they play?
They shouldn't, but I still think they will.
I think they're gonna play. They shouldn't. Yeah. I'll be shocked if LeBron says I'm not playing and just put it like I'm not playing, and not because he can't do that, but he usually, I don't know if it's because of the fans or it's because of any. You know, LeBron is usually that type. I'm not. I don't like to speak up, and okay, but if he doesn't,
Giannis need not to play.
Right. All right, man. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna stick with basketball, though. We have some more NBA talk available for you. Keep it locked.
kids follow your lead. Help them stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And cover coughs and sneezes. Clean and disinfect the objects you touch often, like your phone, the remote, and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And if you're the one who's sick, stay home. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring, and we care about your family. For more info, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Sarah's and Barnes, you're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. All right, so first off, gotta give an update. Atlanta Hawks, right now, I think they're 8-10 or 10-12, right? 10-12, and I have it up right here. And yeah, they're 10-12. It's hard to judge them, Rick, because
They're the Hawks.
Yeah, but not only that, they hadn't played with a full roster. Shoot, we call Portland the Portland can't get rights. Atlanta about to be called a Trey didn't play last game. DeAndre Hunter still hurt. Chris Dunn, I don't know what. I don't know. I don't know if I think Chris Dunn forgot he on the team. But everybody is hurt. They hadn't played, they hadn't played a game yet with a
Full staff.
Shoot, they only played 2 games with everybody but Chris Dunn. That's it. But everything else they just been hurt, injured. But still, just your thoughts on them so far, just even with them being hurt. You like the way they're competing? Because the games they've lost, they've been up and then they'll lose. But they've competed against the big teams. They've won some, they lost some. Your thoughts?
Up and down. What I expected. They are playing. They're playing hard. They're playing good ball. They still not finishing.
Right.
Still hadn't figured out how to finish, how to close out. Because when you up 13 to 15 points in the fourth quarter, and you still losing these games.
Right.
You still don't know how to close out games. But like you say, they've been a mass unit. You don't know who's playing any given night. Your rotations for Lord Pierce and in his rotations, you don't have your rotations down. You can't because you mixing and matching every night because you don't know who you got on your coming off the bench. Mm-hmm. So you still love the energy.
Right.
I mean, you're going to always love the energy, but I'm at a point where I want to see this energy turn into something,
Yeah, something, yeah.
I want to talk about.
Formulate wins, whatever.
Yeah.
All right. And Antoine Smitty said he thinks Lloyd on thin ice. I don't think so. I mean, I think they understand. It's because when they've been healthy, they were playing well. But, I mean, you can't win with your 2 top, with DeAndre averaging 17 a game, he out, and Bogdanovich, he out. And so we'll see. Now, the Hornets on the other end, we cover the Hornets. The Hornets, they're doing like they normally do, and they've been injured, man. P.J. Washington. I was thinking of Kemba. But P.J. Washington because of Charlotte. And then you add Terry Rozier, and that's why I was thinking of Kemba. Mm-hmm. But Terry Rozier, he gets hurt. And then last night, Devontae Graham gets hurt. Everybody hate Devontae Graham for Charlotte. LaMelo Ball fans hate Devontae. And I don't know why. He shouldn't be the corporate if, don't like the coach. You know what I'm saying? Devontae ain't the one saying these things. But either or, they call him Tay Baby. They call him Tay Bay. That's what they call Devontae Graham because they say Borrego love him. But anyway, they've lost 2 in a row now. They win 3, they'll lose 3. Win 3, lose 3. But I guess the bright star in this is LaMelo Ball. He came in. He started the last 3 games, right? Mm-hmm. Because of injuries, but still, He's played well. Last night, he had his highest scoring game last night. He had 34 points with 8 assists, no turnovers.
Mm.
Do you think they should take him out the starting lineup? That's what everybody's screaming about. But, of course, like I said, he's been starting because of injuries, but he's playing well. So now what happens? Now, last night, Charlotte played a 3-guard lineup, which they don't normally play. Devontae Graham, Melo, and then you had Terry Rozier. Now that Devontae is probably going to be out, well, we don't know, but if he's out a couple of games, LaMelo's going to start. You can't take him out right now, right? Even if everybody comes back healthy, if he's playing well, how do you manage this?
I mean, as a coach, he gotta know LaMelo. He gotta know, look in his eyes, be able to tell if he's ready to do this.
Right.
Because this ain't him playing all overseas, all the places he went to play. This is big boy basketball.
Right.
And he gonna have to probably check him every night, look at him every night and see, can he play tonight up to the standard that he needs to play to make me question taking you out.
And still understand that he is a rookie.
He's a rookie. He's a child.
But see, that's the thing. You can't, we talk about this with quarterbacks. It's the same with everyone else. You can't take a rookie quarterback. You can't start him, then bench him. Not bench him, but take him out and don't let him start the next game because he messed up or whatever. That ruins his confidence. Is that the same for NBA?
It would be different if they took him out and then if he was playing, 30 minutes and then the next couple of games he's playing 12 minutes. So if you're barely putting him out there, that might ruin his confidence because now you could say, oh, we're playing the matchups. It's the regular season and you have a young team. And if you're still trying to figure out lineups and we're in the middle of a pandemic and you have to be open to everything. And you're not developing a guy. You can't just develop him in practice.
Right.
You got to develop him in game situations. So you're hindering his development if you're inconsistent with how many minutes he plays.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. And all right, so let's move on, man. Utah Jazz right now. I don't know if y'all know how good they look right now. They're 17-5. I think this was
18-5.
They're 18-5. Now that was last night, so they're 18-5 to winning over Charlotte Hornets, the wounded Charlotte Hornets, but still
9 of their last 10.
They are right now. Do you believe in the Utah Jazz? Because what they do is they shoot a lot of threes, they make a lot of threes, but that's that game. They shoot a lot of threes and they play defense. You got Rudy Gobert that's going to block everything and rebound. You got Donovan Mitchell, who's been playing very well. That guy Clarkson has been balling ever since he left L.A. and Cleveland. He's been balling, especially since last year. Since the bubble, he's been balling.
Kid can play, man.
He's settled into his role as a sixth man. And to me, seeing Jordan Clarkson, if I ever see the box scores, I know he came in. If he played 15 minutes, he got up 15 shots. I feel he gonna come in. He's coming in to shoot the ball. So I think they've kind of figured out how they can maximize that. Because I think he's probably the sixth man of the year right now.
And don't forget about the old man, Conley.
He's playing better. I think he had some injuries last year, and so there was some question about if he could mesh with Donovan Mitchell. But I think he's healthy. He's playing better. So I think the team overall, and they're going to be better defensively, but they have that adult. They have that adult on the court,
right?
That's helped them along.
Yeah, and then the fact that the adult, but the fact that Quinn, he should be getting a lot of praise for the way he's coaching his team. Because you saw something last year in the bubble that when they were up 3-1 on Denver, it was like, this team looks different. Donovan Mitchell looks different. And then ever since Shaq has called him out, the team took exception to that. Even though I don't think Shaq was really being
He was not.
He was not, because he said he started out, he's my favorite player.
Yeah.
You're my favorite player. And it was just being an uncle or whatever. But, today's world, they sensitive.
Yes.
Go ahead, G.
Well, I think that part of it with Shaq and any player who is a Hall of Famer and has had the accomplishments of someone like Shaq, they see that some people in the media or some fans will crown someone when they really haven't achieved,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially compared to a Shaq. Like, that's why he said something about Rudy Gobert getting that contract, and like, what has he done? He just made the All-Star team. He's won Defensive Player of the Year a couple of times, but I don't see the value and the worth. But that's more of how Utah valued him,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then what he said about Donovan Mitchell. Some people have given a lot of praise to Donovan Mitchell that Shaq doesn't think he's deserved.
Because honestly, has Utah moved past the first round once when they beat OKC that year? But other than that, yeah, he hadn't been past the second round.
And they lost, and they was up 3-1.
Right.
And
they lost, right,
and lost that series.
I think they last made the conference finals back when they had Darren Williams and Carlos Boozer.
Right. Yep. So I agree. Another person he's been hard on is Joel Embiid, and 76 has been balling. Like, I like that team, man. I really do. I think they've turned that corner, because a lot of people have been saying, well, they're the same old 76ers. No, they're not, because they don't have the same players. They don't have the same coaching staff. They don't have the same GM. Do you think Doc has put his imprint on this team? You think this is why they're playing like this?
Yes, he has.
Mm-hmm.
He has put his imprint on them. But Joel Embiid is playing big boy basketball.
And that's right.
And Simmons.
Yeah.
He's filling up the stats. He still ain't shooting the jumper, but you still got pieces out there. You got Lil Curry shooting that thing.
Yep.
You got Tobias Harris shooting that thing. So you got pieces that complement each other, and Doc has put his, hey dog, we gonna ride this.
Right.
Playoffs is what we
right.
were. Playoffs is what we were concerned about.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll have to see in the playoffs.
Yeah, they got
and
to show.
There still might be a move away. I think they want to add more shooting. They're trying to figure out something to get JJ Redick back.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, JJ.
Well, he just came out and said, well, they talking about. They said something. They linked him with the Knicks, but if they can get JJ Redick, that's huge, because they got shooting. You still got Danny Green. You have Curry. Tobias can shoot, but yeah, if you get a JJ Redick, I'm gonna tell you the guy that's been balling is Shake Milton. He's been balling, and to have somebody come off the bench and can give you points like that, like a Lou Williams, you know what I'm saying? That adds value.
Oh yeah, you got to have that number two that can come in and get you.
So you think right now these two are the best two teams, or you still think it's through LA? We saw the Clippers lost last night to Boston.
He's got to go through LA.
Who's the better team, Lakers or Clippers?
Right now, I'm still taking the Lakers. Right now, I'm still taking the Lakers.
Yeah, I would take the Lakers until further notice. I mean, I got to see the Clippers get out of the second round before I even believe in them right now.
Right. I'm just asking. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few. Keep it locked.
There's a lot going on in the world, and your world is always changing. That's why it's important to stay connected. The latest news, the latest entertainment, the newest music. If it's in the air or on the air, it can be in the palm of your hand, wherever you are, with the iHeartRadio app.
iHeartRadio.
Over 1,500 live radio stations from across the country, and over 15 million songs to create your own custom stations. Text IHR to 45495 to download the app or listen at iHeartRadio.com. Standard text and data rates apply.
This Brandon Flowers, former Pro Bowler, Kansas City Chief, and you listening to the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Yeah!
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Mr. Controversy with my guy, Rick. And we hadn't really talked about the Super Bowl, but this is a perfect time to bring in our next guest. This man right here, he this man has a radio show. First of all, one of the most knowledgeable guys that know football. This guy's a professional. He has a radio show, The Ship with Darren Smith. It's on ESPN Kansas City. It's on KLKC, Fox Sports, Sports Radio H10 WHB. He got it on BET. He got on Weather Channel. No, he everywhere. My guy, Dan Smith. What up, Dan?
But on top of man, you gave me the Steve Harvey there, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Finally, thank you for having me on the show today.
Hey, man. I promise you won't be the last, Darren. Forgive me.
Trust me, I know, because I will call you out and see you. Man. What's going on with you, man?
I'm good, man. So I want to start off asking you, man.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, look, in a sense, we didn't know if they could get any better. They look great. I have to ask you, are they better at this point of the season right now than they were last year heading into the Super Bowl?
Oh, that's a good question. Heading into the Super Bowl, that's a really good question. You come off the top rope right with the first question. I would say yes. I think the defense is playing better than what they were last year. Now granted, that's saying a whole lot because the team was coming back from behind in every ball game. But this time around, the offense knows. I think this year because they've become the hunted versus the hunter. They've had to fight what's called boredom. I would imagine, but now that they're finally here in the Super Bowl, I think that everybody's level of play has risen and has gone above and beyond me. So, to be quite honest, I do believe that the team is playing much better coming to this year's Super Bowl than they did last year.
All right. Speaking of the defense, what do they have to emphasize on facing this Bucs offense?
You got to stop the run. I mean, that's just basic fundamental football. You've got to stop the run because as long as Tom Brady and them can actually run the ball and run it at ease, then of course that keeps Patrick Mahomes and that offense on the sideline. Now, the one trick factor to that is that in Patrick Mahomes and the team and the especially the Chiefs defensively, that they can score so quickly. I think the game against the Carolina Panthers, the Chiefs only had the ball for about 20 minutes, and they still outscored the Carolina Panthers 33-31. So whether they have the ball a lot or not, it's not really a factor. It's just what do you do with the time that you have the ball if you're Tampa Bay.
Wow, that's crazy. And once again, we're here live with Darren Smith. Make sure you follow him at Darren Smith WHB. And to continue that, man, they have so many weapons on offense and defense. The Chiefs, you spoke of it. I mean, they're loaded. Like when I really looked at it and thought about it, even with the rookie L'Jarius Sneed beast, who would be the X factors of this team for the offense and defense?
Offensively, I think the X factor will be Sammy Watkins if he's healthy and if he plays. I have yet to try to put my finger as to why, but Sammy Watkins, when he's on the field, the team, Patrick and the team have a better offensive output when he's on the field versus when he's not. So for me, Sammy Watkins and his health is going to be the X factor because if he's on there, if he's out there on the field, the team is just playing much better with Sammy because you try to double Tyreek, and even if you try to double Kelsey, you still got to worry about the running backs. You got to worry about Sammy Watkins because one thing about Sammy Watkins when it comes to Kansas City, he turns into playoff Sammy during the playoffs, and so that would be a good show for him. On the defensive side of the ball, man, I got to go. As much as I love this defense, I got to go with Steve Spagnuolo. I got to see, and that's the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs. I got to see what type of defense he drives up that will continue to be able to pressure Tom Brady because, when a team wins, they feel like they may not have to make any changes or whatever, and it's a team that generally loses that finds, the changes that need to be made so they don't get hit the second time around. Obviously, the key to getting to Brady is going to be to make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket and to get the pressure. If you don't hear Chris Jones, if you don't hear Frank Clark's name being called early in the first half, that's a problem for Chiefs because that means Tom Brady's having all the time in the world in the backfield. So I think the X factor is going to be Steve Spagnuolo and the defense that he calls in this game because he has been Tom Brady's kryptonite throughout Brady's career.
Yep. I was going to say that because, just with him going against Tom Brady, but then, too, his experience in the Super Bowl, period. I mean, we saw what he did last year against the 49ers, how the 49ers was up, and next thing you know, his defense is clamped down. That you're right, man. I agree with that, and I don't think Spags get enough credit at all.
No, well, look, I'm a huge proponent of Eric Bieniemy getting the job. But after the way that this defense has played the last 2 years, I would not be upset if Steve Spagnuolo got a head coaching job. Now, granted, I prefer he gets it after his enemy, but, if the Chiefs can pull this off, and look, obviously there aren't any openings right now, but if the Chiefs pull this off, both Eric Bieniemy and Steve Spagnuolo come back next year, if the Chiefs are healthy, who's to say that they won't be playing at the SoFi Stadium next year for a third straight Super Bowl? With everybody intact.
Right.
You just mentioned Eric Bieniemy and Steve Spagnuolo. You got to ask Roger Goodell if there should be changes with the interviewing process with the coaches that are still in the playoffs. Do you feel that this is still the excuse they're using for not hiring Eric Bieniemy?
I was speaking with Jared Bell yesterday on my show from USA Today, and he's a Hall of Fame voter. And we talked about that. Here's my thing. As it relates to Eric Bieniemy specifically, as he mentioned, he seems that they're still holding what happened back in Colorado, University of Colorado, against them. Now, for all, now granted, that was more than 2 decades ago, but, some people have long memories. And look, I don't know exactly what took place. I haven't really gone into depth and trying to find that part out. I probably should, but if it's, but I don't know, I just don't know how bad it is. But, it can't be that bad where he has continued to get work not only at the college level, but in the NFL. So, this is the enemy. I don't know, but I also think that when it comes to black coaches, that the owners continue to move the goalposts each and every year. To have only one getting the job this time around with this cycle, and of course, you had 2 minorities with the Robert Saleh up at New York. It's just not and it's just the league doesn't look good at all by this, by this taking place. That's it's definitely not a good look. And kudos to Goodell because Goodell has been really on the other side of the owners and hoping and trying to get more minorities to get hired because he knows the difference between right and wrong. Now, granted, it took him forever. I'm sorry, I'm driving past the stadium and I'm seeing Chiefs Kingdom all over Tampa Bay's stadium. So that's a beautiful thing. But it's just one of those things where it's really a bad look for the NFL, especially when you have 70% of your players who are African American and you only have 3 coaches. Well, I think you have 3, maybe 4 head coaches that are black. It's just not the percentage just isn't good at all.
No, it's not. All right, man. Before we let you go, man, I know who you rocking with, but what's your score? What's the prediction? What's the score?
Yeah, I got it 42-35. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm expecting the Chiefs to cover the touchdown because I got money on this game, so I expect them to do that.
You betting $3.5 million?
No. I ain't got the 3-point. I ain't got the 3-point conversion money just yet.
Whatever.
I ain't got the iHeartRadio money coming in just yet. But you were there at the game last year. Patrick is one of the few people that in life will get a second chance to make a first impression. And not that I'm trying to take the old commercial thing, but Patrick, even though he won the MVP last year, he didn't have that standout game that people were expecting to have in his debut in the Super Bowl. So I'm thinking this time around, Patrick, I know Andy Reid wants to try to get this man to have like 6 touchdowns, 400 yards passing or whatever, so Andy Reid can be considered this offensive genius and guru going up against Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes snatching the mantle from him. So I can see a scenario happen like that. I hope it happens like that. I got money on it that it happens like that. So hey, so why not go for 42-35? Chiefs win. Patrick Mahomes throws for 5 touchdowns and hoping a nice little chunk of change to go to the Hard Rock Seminole Casino when I get through.
Well, all right, man. We definitely appreciate you. We're definitely going to have you on once again, man. I promise. And once again, my guy, Darren Smith. Make sure you check out his show, The Ship with Darren Smith on, again, ESPN Kansas City, KLKC Fox Sports, and 810 WHB.
Sports Radio WHB. Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Have a good one. Be safe, and we'll be talking to you soon.
That's good, man. Take care. Thank you for having me.
No doubt. All right, we're going to take a quick break. It's time for the Stop It segment. Keep it locked.
This is the Hall of Famer, Marshall Faulk, and you're listening to 3-Point Conversion.
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airwaves blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right. We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. First, I'd like to thank everyone who is listening live, who is watching live. We thank you for your support. We appreciate it. And we thank you for just being here every weekend to watch us or listen. And we ask you to continue to support us, but not just the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but the 3-Point Conversion Sports Media Company itself. And I also want to give a special shout out to somebody right now, man, who is love sports. Guy really loves sports. Be posting old football pics and videos and stuff like that, man, from way back in the day. Want to shout out to my guys getting a haircut right now. What up, Jared? What up, bruh? I see you. You see me too. What's going on, man? Appreciate you listening to the show. Also, I know those pics you posted of you mad skinny and everything, acting like you was doing something back then, but whatever. But hey, man, just messing with you. But appreciate you for listening to the show, bruh. Thanks. And now it is time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it!
Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it!
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, G. So I'm gonna do two. I got two since D is not here. First, Deshaun Watson recently came out, and it's been reported that he said he's not waiving the no trade clause for the Minnesota Vikings. Then a couple of days later, Mike Zimmer comes out and says that Kirk Cousins is their guy.
Stop it.
Let me get one more, G.
Stop it.
Like, bro, I don't. You can't. That ain't working.
The same as saying you ain't that far, no way.
Right. After they leave. All right. My next topic goes to John Gruden. I don't understand this as a coach. So he made a statement saying that this is what he said. I would be shocked if the Oakland Raiders cut Derek Carr. Say that again. You're the coach. It's your coach team, right? Coach's team. Mm-hmm. I would be shocked if the Oakland Raiders cut Derek Carr.
Stop it.
Subliminal. Okay. Why didn't he say, even if he's shocked, I would be shocked. Even if he said I would be shocked if we didn't, he didn't say we. I would be shocked if, why couldn't you just say we not cutting Derek Carr?
He trying to take the, it's like it wasn't my
It
decision.
wasn't me. Right. Hey,
Stop
My quarterback, I love you, man.
That's crazy. All right, G, what you got, man?
All right, I got two. One goes to Floyd Mayweather. Look, I know a lot of people, mostly on the internet, because a lot of people who aren't into Twitter and YouTube like that know who Jake Paul or Logan Paul is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to fight Logan Paul. That fight is being rescheduled, and he's working on fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition match.
Wow.
And if that goes well, he may also have an exhibition fight with 50 Cent towards the end of the year. He said this. This is coming from Floyd. I equate this to, since this is Black History Month and a lot of people don't respect Jesse Owens the way they should, but once he came back from the Olympics, it's still 1936 in America where racism is in full swing. And he didn't get those endorsements. He didn't get shoes or be on the cover of a cereal box. He ended up racing horses. That's what Jesse Owens had to do, racing horses. He became a sideshow, a circus act. This is what Floyd Mayweather is doing, and I believe he is embarrassing black people all around America.
Stop it.
I concur.
Now, my second one isn't as serious, but I don't watch The Bachelor, but because it's Black History Month and it's on right now, we have our first Black Bachelor. But sure. He is embarrassing us in a different way. If you're watching on Facebook Live, he shows off his dance moves, and it is every TikTok dance imaginable in about 30 seconds.
You make them all together.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's showing off his dance moves to one of the contestants. Mm-hmm. The thing is, he's dancing, and you just see the video because there's no music playing. He's just dancing with no music. That is that an extreme level of confidence, or just something just so awkward that? And I got it from Highly Questionable, so that's what you're seeing right now. But it's so awkward and so, I don't know. Like, he may be just embarrassing men all around America by having to do this. Right. And they said on that show, like, you're the only guy in a house full of women. You don't have to do any of this stuff.
Nothing.
Right.
So, because he's doing too much, he gets to stop it.
Stop it.
Stop
it.
Please.
Please stop it.
Please.
Please.
We got enough problems out here in these streets.
Right. Don't embarrass us.
Black man out here not dancing.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
That is dancing in TikTok world.
Yeah, but still. All right, man. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the three-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The three-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
What's up, people? I'm Real Mike Robb, Super Bowl champion of the Seattle Seahawks. You're listening to 3-Point Conversion. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, second hour. So, Super Bowl, we talked about it with Mr. Darren Smith, but it's our turn to talk about it, give out our, picks and our thoughts on this, our opinions. So I got to start off first. Who has the edge at quarterback, man? At the quarterback position, who has the edge? I'm going to dress it up real nicely. You have Mahomes, who won it last year. He didn't play that well, but he's the now quarterback of the NFL. But then you have the GOAT, the greatest. But this guy played in, this is 10th, right?
Yeah.
10th, oh, make no sense. 10th Super Bowl, has all the experience. Who you got? Rick, who you think got it, man? Who has the advantage?
I mean, the most talented quarterback on the field is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's a complete quarterback. He can do anything. He can make every pass. He can make every throw. He can see the field. He don't have to see the field. His talent is all the way up.
Right.
The experience, I know how to do this. You have to give that to Tom.
Mm-hmm.
TB12. I mean, he's done it. He's in his 10th one.
Right.
1-6. So technically, you would give the edge. You think you would technically give the edge to Tom Brady, but like you say, Patrick was just there last year. Just there. He's just feeling this pressure. So there's no pressure.
No, it's not.
There's no pressure, but it's gonna be hard to beat Tom Brady.
So you got Tom, terrific Tom.
It's hard to go against Tom.
Who do you think has it?
As far as the edge, I would say it's Mahomes, and it's maybe recency bias or whatever you want to call it. But looking at the conference championship games, Tom Brady almost gave that game away.
Yes,
it looked like he tried to. You know, a lot of people won't speak on that. They'll talk about that touchdown he threw right before halftime, but he threw 3 interceptions in the second half. So it was the Tampa Bay defense would, and I know we're going to get to that, the Tampa Bay defense, they were the ones that they won that game for them. Put it like that.
I agree.
That's a good point. But I'll say this, though. No offense to no one who's listening, but Kansas City was playing the Bills defense. The Bills was a wreck after Kansas City got up. You thought when McCole fumbled, when he fumbled, okay, but Kansas City's defense was able to hold Buffalo from there. Buffalo's defense didn't know what was going on. They were killing Buffalo's defense.
In the fourth quarter.
No, even the third quarter, like Buffalo defense couldn't really stop. Buffalo was kind of out of it, even though the score said otherwise, because remember they got those quick 10 points. But they couldn't stop Kansas City. They couldn't. Kansas City kept driving, like they couldn't stop them.
I mean, it came to a point where when Kansas City needed a play, when they needed a score, they got it.
They got it.
Or when they needed a first down,
with Tampa Bay, when they could, to give them some breathing room, when Tampa Bay had those opportunities, Brady nearly gave the game away.
But but what I'm saying though is they playing well. It was because Brady threw some bad passes, whatever.
Terrible.
But we're talking the Super Bowl though, and with this Super Bowl, I'm just saying experience versus he has talent, but talent on this side. Who's won? So that's where. But I gotta go with Brady because he's been there. The nerves are not there anymore. What Super Bowl has Tom Brady played bad in? He hadn't played bad. Even when the Giants was killing him, it wasn't because Brady was just playing bad. It was
the Giants
was just killing him. You know what I'm saying?
The formula.
I think that the one against the Rams, he wasn't. That wasn't an overwhelm. That wasn't a great performance.
But was that defense though? Nobody played
the
well.
one where the first one they lost to against the Giants, he wasn't that good.
But it wasn't that he wasn't that good. That's what I'm saying. It was defense. He couldn't get the ball. Remember, they hit him like every play.
Yeah, you talking about like ones he didn't play well in. He didn't play well in those games.
But I don't say he didn't play. I'm talking when I say didn't play well. I'm talking about like he did last week in the second half where he's throwing bad passes, picks. He hadn't done that in the Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. As far as like, I'm not equating that to because of the defense.
You have a different measurement for bad.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be turnovers, but I think in those games he didn't have the impact that he did in the ones that they won, that he was named MVP in.
Right, but the question was, I didn't say what game he didn't play well in. I'm saying that he played bad. He hadn't had a game where he played, like he threw errant passes. He looked. That's what I'm saying. Mahomes last year, he ain't played enough where we could say that. But last year, Mahomes looked shook a little bit. But again, he was playing a great defense. But you could tell his eyes was wide open a little bit. But he came through. But again, he's won a Super Bowl. So I still got to go with Tampa. I still got to go with Tom because he doesn't play bad. And you know what I'm saying? I trust him more than I would trust Mahomes because, again, Brady's won 8, but the ones he's lost in, he's played well in. Defensively, you brought it up. What defense do you count on to say, hey, I can make this play in? I can make this play. We need to stop. Both teams, man, defensively have some dogs on that team.
Right now, Tampa Bay's defense is that defense. Shaq and JPP. They single-handed beat up on Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers, right? Yeah.
Last week, they made plays to be when Tom had that terrible second half.
Right.
But is Frank Clark? Are we gonna see Frank Clark this week? We saw him. He showed up last week.
Mm-hmm.
They won the game. Frank Clark has to show up this week.
Yeah, he has to.
He has to. If he don't show up,
but he has to show up. But you know who has to step up too, which he always does. When Chris Jones, when it's hard to block him,
there's
no help.
Yeah, The only thing to me that can stop Chris Jones is Chris Jones. Is he gonna make another stupid play? Because he should have been kicked out of the.
He should have been kicked out of Buffalo.
He should have been kicked out of the Buffalo game.
Yeah.
Is he gonna do something stupid like that again?
He was mad humble when I talked to him. Like, he was talking totally different. Why are you talking like that, dog? I wanted to say that, but I thought about what happened.
He should have been kicked out of the game.
Right.
Is he gonna do something stupid because you trust the Honey Badger?
Mm-hmm.
You trust that he gonna be where he's supposed to be, gonna make the play he's supposed to make, and get the defense in position to make plays.
And then don't forget, is it Damian Wilson? He be flying around.
Yeah,
linebacker.
Yeah,
like that team is stacked. But then, like you said, you go to Tampa Bay, they're stacked.
And the safety, the number one safety is supposed to be playing.
Yeah.
In Tampa, so it's deep. Defenses might be a lot.
And you got the rookie Antoine Winfield Jr.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got, like I spoke about, L'Jarius Sneed, the rookie with Kansas City balling.
Yeah.
Like, both teams, it's hard to say, gee, you got one that you say, okay, I trust this team to make a stop before the other?
I would both of them have their setbacks, I guess. Like if it comes down to a pass rush, I would take Tampa Bay. If it's the secondary, I would take Kansas City. And with the linebackers, I'll probably take Tampa Bay there as well. But I think there's going to be a lot of passing in this game, so it's going to come down to, can Tampa Bay be effective in the pass rush? Yeah, and can Kansas City even get to Brady? Because I think Tampa Bay has the better offensive line. Kansas City's been playing with a patchwork offensive line all season with so many injuries.
And the number one tackle is Fisher is not playing. Right.
And Fisher's out. They had another lineman who's out, and then they had the doctor who opted out of the season. So it's a lot of new people. I think Tampa Bay would have I would trust him to make a play if they needed it, because that's the question. So if it comes down to making a defensive stop, I would say Tampa Bay has a better chance of doing it.
Okay. It's I don't know, man. I think, Tampa Bay, they play well, but I know they were missing the safety, but to me, it's their secondary that I trust the least as far as for their team. Not saying that they're not good, but they can you can get on them. Whereas the G-mentioned Kansas City secondary is great, but it's still I don't see no holes in both teams. But I just think that it's hard, man, because the playmakers with Chris Jones, Frank Clark, Honey Badger, and Wilson, those are your playmaking. The other ones they're good.
Yeah.
Tampa, your playmakers are JPP, Shaq. Devin White is a monster.
Yeah.
Levante David.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to put not Pittman, but Winfield in there yet. I don't know. But I just think
the issue, why it looks like Tampa Bay may have a better defense, but just looking at that first game, when they played each other in Week 12, man, they could not. It's hard to trust Tampa Bay secondary. They could not cover Tyreek Hill. He only runs 3 routes, and they could not cover him. And that's pretty much I think they went up 17-0, and they still won by a touchdown, I think. But if they come out, if Kansas City can come out and put up points right away, it's going to be very difficult for Tampa to come back. Right. I mean, they have the offensive weapons to do it, but Kansas City can come out and put Tampa Bay's defense in a hole very quickly.
And Mike, right? I did forget. I forgot Bashad. Yeah, Bashad Breeland. Yeah, he's a playmaker.
Yeah,
I guess I got to go with, because I like the defensive coordinators too. I like Todd Bowles. Like I was talking the other day, I was saying, anytime you got a person that talks and doesn't open his mouth and talks like this, you know he a dog. You know, you know. I don't think he ever opened his mouth when he talks. But then you have Spags on the other end, which we spoke about. Maybe Kansas City, just because this team has been in the Super Bowl and Tampa hasn't. So maybe it's cheating, but that's what I'm going to go, because like I said, I think it's even. I think it's very even. All right, the passing game. Now, not just quarterbacks. This is passing game, wide receivers and all, tight ends. Who has the edge with them?
I'm going Kansas City because who you going to dub?
Mm-hmm.
And you can dub Hill, and he's still behind both of them.
Right.
And if you try to dub him, you still got Kelsey in the middle of the field.
Right.
And then you got Miko. If Sammy can touch the field. And then you got the running back who can catch the ball out the backfield.
Yeah, Clyde Hilaire. Yep. And
Le'Veon Bell might actually play.
Yes. And Le'Veon.
even what's number 31's name?
Is that Williams?
Williams.
Darrell Williams.
Yeah, even Williams, because he's a third down back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
I would agree. Watching that game against the Bills, I guess they were so worried about Tyreek Hill, who still made a couple plays, but they were so worried about him. It seemed like Travis Kelce is standing in the middle of the field by himself.
Yes.
When it's 3rd and 8, he's 10 yards. He's at 10 yards. Kelce's at 10 yards on a 3rd and 8. First down. They just kept getting first downs because he's wide open.
But see, that's why you probably have to go with Kansas City with the passing game, because now the thing is, we started to see Tampa Bay light it up when AB started playing well. AB got into it. But now we don't – hopefully he plays. I can't see anything holding him back. But if AB plays, that opens up a lot, because then you got speed, and now with Gronk but – like you said, it's funny because with Kansas City, G hit it on the nose. You're so worried about Tyreek that you have to. Then you got the other speed. You got Watson and running go routes, or just
Hardman, Robinson.
I promise you, Kelsey is open every time. It looked like how I used to be with Peyton Manning back in the early 2000s. Remember, every play he would throw with Indy, the wide receivers be open with Dallas Clark, whether it was Reggie Wayne, it was like 5 yards open. Like, how are they so open? But he's always open.
Yes.
So I'll go with Kansas City. All right. The player you expect to have a big game, and let me say this, and I'm not talking the big time player like a Kelsey, Tyreek, like Mike Evans, but who do you think, whether it's running back, receiver, defense, whatever, who do you say this guy's going to have a big game? I'll go. I'll say that I think Le'Veon is going to put his imprint on his game for KC, and for Tampa Bay, I think it's going to be. This is a big guy, but I think Winfield's going to step up and be big in this game defensively, and I think Godwin is going to control this game. I think he's going to be the key for those two games, for those two teams.
I think for Tampa Bay, I feel like it's going to be somebody on defense. I feel like it might be JPP.
Yeah.
Rimmers is a decent tackle, but I think that JPP, if they're putting him on that side, or if Barrett's on that side, it's going to be one of them that will have a big game. But I also think for Kansas City, I think Bell and Edwards-Helaire, I think it's going to be
big, right?
If they're able to run the ball, it's over.
Real quick before you go, Rick, you think when blockers, when like the offensive linemen be blocking JPP, you think they scared because of his fingers, his hands?
I mean, well, they should know, like, he can't get, like, that kind of leverage.
But you know how...
They might underestimate his leverage too much, though.
You know how we are. We don't like touching. You got a nub or something.
He got 3 of them. He got 3 figures still, I think.
Still, like, but if you see it... Look,
3.5.
Hey, because you know they be at the line looking at his hand, like, making... Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, man.
I have to agree with G. I have to agree with G. With JPP and because they took over the game in the NFC Championship game. They took over.
Yeah.
And if they can get that kind of pass rush, because you have to disrupt, and you have to come in layers on Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
So if both of them getting off and they can layer him, that's the only chance. But and the running backs, because you had to play some safety high,
right,
to keep an eye on Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Can the running backs get off?
Right.
Can the running backs get off?
What's your bold prediction? Anybody have a bold prediction?
Both quarterbacks will throw 4 touchdowns.
Ooh.
I can see that. I don't think that is bold. Yeah, but I can see that. But it is Super Bowl, but
I could, yeah, you could definitely see that. I see a Honey Badger with a pick 6 in his future. I can see TB12, one of them old man. He make an old man play, trying to do something that he can't physically do.
Right.
And he leave that thing hanging, and the Honey Badger make a splash play that turns the whole game around.
Mahomes throw 3 interceptions, and Antonio Brown catches 3 touchdowns. That's my bold prediction. And then what are your bold predictions? Chat room, let us know. And then who you got winning?
I got the young boy. I got the young boy getting it. Kansas City.
Okay.
I got Kansas City in the high score.
I'm taking the Chiefs. I said Monday, Chiefs by 10. I'm going to stick with that.
Chiefs by 10.
38-28.
I got Tampa Bay. I got Tom Brady pulling it out. Last drive, dramatics. It's gonna be like the NFL wrote it, but I think it's gonna be just what it is. Last drive. So even with the 3 interceptions, I think Kansas City's still going to be up at the end, and Sean Brady gonna bring it down. Gonna be one of the best Super Bowls ever. So there you have it. My score is it's going to be 35-31. That's the score I have. All right, so we'll be right back. Going to talk a little bit more football. We got to talk about these rumors, quarterbacks, where they going, what's going to happen. We'll be back.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports,
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
entertainment,
Are you not entertained?
and other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
This is Charlie Batch, 15-year NFL veteran, 2-time Super Bowl champion, and you are listening to the 3-Point Conversion.
We are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Hey, we didn't get a chance to talk about this because it happened so early, but just quickly, your thoughts on this trade. We know LA gave up a lot for a 22-year veteran. Joker been in the league for 30 years, and they gave up 15 first-round picks But do you think it was worth it, though? If they're trying to win now, because evidently they're trying to win now.
They're trying to win now, and they've proven that they don't need first-round picks. They're making do with their second and third-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a good trade for them because Goff couldn't make the plays if he can't do play action.
Right.
If it's not a play action pass, if it's not in that whole scheme of things, he can't do it.
Right.
Stafford can make plays in the traditional offense. Break, non-traditional.
Right. I was gonna say, yeah. He can make those plays. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a great, and they have the defense. They have the pieces. They need to win. They need to put this thing together. And Goff was not going to help them win it.
And I think the thing with Stafford, everybody say, they didn't have talent in Detroit, and which is I agree, but I think it was more of the fact that because Swift, I mean, you got a future running back now. Mm-hmm. You got a running back now. I know Kenny Galladay is an unrestricted free agent, but he's said he showed interest in coming back. Well, at least before the trade, but I wonder if that's going to stay there. I mean, you still got a good quarterback with Jared Goff, but I don't think Stafford wanted to start over again with a new play coach. It's like, here we go. Bro, I've been through 5 coaches. I'd rather go somewhere else, and I think going to L.A., a talented team. Mm-hmm. You got receivers, you have running backs, and you notice I'm saying in plural, receivers, running backs, and then you got a nice tight end.
Defense.
And your defensive players, but I'm saying they're all playing well, so, and you got a coach that's offensively minded, and he knows what he's doing because he's been in the playoffs and been in the Super Bowl. But on the other side, Detroit got off like a fat rat, man. Just the fact that you get all of these picks, you get a starting quarterback, and we've seen him go back and forth, but we know he can be good. We've seen him make great plays. And to me, if he gets Galladay, he has, to me, I don't think Rams had a player, and that's what I wonder what's going to happen with Stafford, but they don't have a player that you can say, all right, he going downfield. You can't stop him. He going to make a big play, a big catch.
Well, they don't have they have guys who can catch the ball, but like you said, they don't have the
that
guy
big splash guy
that takes the top off the defense.
Right.
Woods has good hands.
Right.
Cooper Kupp, everyone loves Cooper
but
Kupp.
Nobody like that.
They love Higbee, but not the guy who takes the
and not even
that
just,
deep
right,
threat.
and not even just a deep threat to make that crazy catch, to make that catch in traffic, to jump up. You have that in Galladay. So, and then you got it, like I said, you got to run it back. And now it's fresh because you bring the ball boy as the coach. I mean, the tight end is my bad. The tight end is the coach. Yeah, Dan Campbell, my fault.
Man Campbell,
my bad.
Kneecap biter Campbell.
Right.
He's man.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody gonna be a man.
So, this was a guy that was holding
I'm a man.
All right, sorry, go ahead.
So you got this fresh guy that was holding the yardsticks. Now he's a coach and Man Campbell. But the fact that it's new, you know what I'm saying? It's a fresh start. This might be what Jared Goff needed.
It is what Jared Goff needed new, but we still got to figure out who Jared Goff is.
But I think most of his career he's played well.
Well, that first year he had Jeff Fisher.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
He had Jeff Fisher, and
you can't count that.
It looked like he was the worst number 1 pick in the history of the league. McVay made him look better, but and
Jared can make the throw. That's what I'm saying. He's
like
accurate. He can make when he wants to be. I guess.
It looked like McVay was really the quarterback of the Rams by telling him where to go with the ball, getting in the radio and everything.
But is that what? That's what I'm saying. Is that limiting Jared Goff?
Yes.
Right.
If it was still going on last year, well, this year, yes, it limits him because it's like if Goff can't audible, if the defense is being read for him, then it limits what he can actually like do on his own as far as like how does he process information?
Right. All right, so let's get to these rumors. We mentioned Carson Wentz earlier, and Carson Wentz is reports that it could be Indy, Chicago. Both of them are talking to them. Where do you see him fitting? Like, first of all, they put it out they're going to trade him, I guess, So, where do you see him fitting better? Do you see him in Indy or Chicago or any other team?
Frank Wright is still in India.
Yeah,
I think that would help him. I think Frank Wright can help him because he's a quarterback's coach.
Right.
I think he can help him. I think Wentz needs to be out of Philly. I think that's
because Wentz has played well. He had a bad year this year. I don't know what happened with that, but he's played well. And the other year, he just couldn't stay on the field.
That makes a difference. He can't stay on the field, and him and Doug Peterson, they didn't click.
Right. And then, even in Chicago, almost like Nagy would have the quarterback he wanted because he's trying to run this system that Kansas City, you don't have that quarterback. You don't have the players also, but it's more of in that, Wentz play in a sense in that system, that Andy Reid kind of type system.
What is Mitchell Trubisky? What is he?
Honestly, we don't know. We know this. Being from Chicago, being a Chicago fan, this is what we know about Mitch. Mitch loves to run. Mitch is better playing outside the pocket.
Yeah.
And when he's freelancing, he's at his best. But the offense, the Kansas City's offense, you can do that with Mahomes because Andy Reid knows how to do that, be enemy. But what Nagy is trying to run is not for that.
So Nagy's the problem.
Oh, of course, man. We've been saying that.
But I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, the play calling, and you saw, and I don't want to make this a Bears thing, but you saw once he gave up the play calling, the Bears started winning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but Nagy wants this typical system to work, but you don't have the players.
Yeah.
But Carson's probably a better fit than Mitch is. So, but do you see any other teams that could use, the way Gruden is speaking, Oakland might be needing a quarterback.
You mean Vegas?
Vegas. I'm sorry, Vegas. I said Oakland earlier. Vegas. I'm sorry.
I think, Gruden collects quarterbacks, so they might make a move and then still have Carr and Mariota on the roster.
Right.
So that's I don't think that's too crazy. I've been hearing. I don't know what's going to happen with Tua in Miami. Like I don't know if a Deshaun Watson trade is coming for Miami, but how serious are they as far as looking for another quarterback, or are they going to go stay with Tua, see if Fitzpatrick wants to come back to have that veteran presence behind him? But if I'm sure Miami has at least called about Wentz.
They got to stick with Tua to me because it was a first year. He's a rookie. Like, what do you expect? Let him grow.
Well, that's I guess the trend now or whatever is that teams are becoming more and more impatient with their young quarterback. They'll take a quarterback in the top 10 and he'll get a year and they feel like that is enough time to evaluate him.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the Cardinals did that with Josh Rosen, but they were drafting another quarterback and getting a new coach. We saw that with Washington with Dwayne Haskins, even though he did it to himself. Partially, he did it to himself. But we saw it with Cleveland with Johnny Manziel. We've seen it with, Sam Darnold's on the hot seat, even though there are more problems in the quarterback with the Jets. So teams feel like they can evaluate things faster, but not having any patience to sit the quarterback because they're trying to do the thing that the Rams did and the Eagles did with that quarterback on their rookie contract. Let's pay defensive players and we can make a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
I wonder.
That's what the Chiefs are technically doing right now.
I wonder, we'll make this quick. I wonder what Deshaun is going to do, because it's been reported no Minnesota, no Carolina. Right now, I'm kind of confused on like, bruh, if you're trying to be traded, I understand you don't want to go to certain places. I get it, but Minnesota.
I mean, he has the no trade. So
I'm shocked.
He has that.
But
control.
I'm shocked at Minnesota. I was shocked at that. Like, I'm thinking with those weapons and
him and Thielen and
Jefferson, and you got
Cook.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Smith Jr.
Yeah,
but that was reported. That's why I keep saying reported. But where else would he go? I mean, he hadn't said no to Chicago. He hadn't said no really to Miami. I don't think.
I mean, like Miami and the New York Jets are at the top of his list, coming in with just a new situation, and he can be the quarterback.
Wait,
Sam
you
Darnold.
said it, Jets?
Yes, the Jets.
He's said that? Or it's been reported?
It's been reported the Jets and the Dolphins are at the top of his list.
Why? Why the Jets?
Because the Jets have the asset to make a trade in being Sam Darnold.
Oh, okay.
And the Dolphins, because they have the asset in Tua, as far as if we're gonna trade for Deshaun Watson, we have a quarterback we can trade.
But no,
to the Texans,
right? But why is Deshaun worried about that? Or are y'all saying that Texans are saying like they're on the top of the list? Because Deshaun,
no, it was reported that Deshaun had those teams at the top.
But
of
if they're
his
saying
list.
that has nothing to do with, why does Deshaun care about that? That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't care about what quarterback they can trade for me.
Well, no, it's not.
You're just saying the fact that it can happen.
Assets,
yeah.
That what the Texans may want back. They can get a quarterback back. If they're trading Deshaun Watson, they can get a young quarterback back.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
I mean, are they going to trade him to the Jets and the Jets still keep Sam Darnold?
No, but I'm just saying, why would Deshaun care about? I don't care about who comes. Just get me out of here. That's all I'm saying.
No. He cares about what trade can work. That's why the Jets and Dolphins are on that list, because a trade can work with those teams.
Right. Well, all right, man. We that's what it is. We'll see who gets traded. I don't know who gets traded first. It looks like Carson's going to get traded first. Long off season. The NFL season hadn't started yet. The next year, so still in the first, this year. So we'll see. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll give you the scoop on if Antonio could play or not, and more.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
I'm IT, aka Ike Taylor, aka Swag, aka One of a Kind, aka I don't shoot twos, I shoot threes on the 3-point conversion radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. First, I want to thank everyone who was listening and watching. The radio listeners, appreciate you. YouTubers, appreciate you, man. I see y'all. Facebook, y'all already know what it is. on the 3pointconversion.com. What up, what up? All right, so we have family in the building, like always. This man could be doing a heart surgery and having his assistant, or what, I don't know what you call him, holding the phone to his ear, and he's talking, I think Alex Smith might play while he's the man. My God, Dr. Fowler. And Dr. Fowler III, but also when he comes into the building, he can disguise himself as Christian McCaffrey. What's going on, Doc?
Not much. No surgeries right now. Just bracing to probably watch an ugly college basketball game later tonight. But,
the Duke game. Oh.
Yeah.
You notice when you say that about Duke, so I'm not going to spare you, man. I ain't even going to go there. But I want to ask you though. Antonio Brown is still questionable with his knee injury. I didn't really ask you about what he played last week. It was more so as a doctor, are you more lenient because it says the Super Bowl? But I'm going to ask you, besides a straitjacket, what can keep him from playing in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really truly think there's anything that can keep him short of playing outside of doing something stupid off the field, to be honest, with Antonio Brown. But I don't think there's anything physical that would that's going to prevent him at this point. It sounds like from the most recent reports that he's looked good in running and in practice, and so it seems like he's trending, and as long as he's not having a whole lot of swelling, I think he'll be out there. I think there's a chance that they may kind of limit some of his snaps and make sure he's running routes when he's out there, or some decoy stuff. So maybe he's not out there as much, but it'd be hard-pressed for me not to thinking that he's going to be out there lined up tomorrow.
No, I agree.
The Hawks, DeAndre Hunter, is out with an articular tear in his right knee and expected to be out to mid-February. What is an articular tear?
Yeah, so this is one that you kind of circle and you kind of look at and maybe like 2-3 years from now and say, was this the start of something? Hopefully not. But when they're talking about an articular tear, that's cartilage. You're talking about basically damaged cartilage in his knee, and that's basically early arthritis, kind of scary words like that. And I don't want to hearken him to, you hear the word microfracture with guys like Odin and Stoudemire and some of those big guys that had ended up having surgical procedures for cartilage on their knee and were never the same or never made it back. So I don't think it's getting to that point yet. They said he had a non-surgical procedure, so I'm guessing they injected some kind of stem cells or growth factors into his knee, and then you usually want to rest for a week or so. So I'm hoping it's, again, on the lighter side of things, and just it's mild, but yeah, articular, you're talking about cartilage in the knee.
That's not good. Now, the Portland can't get right. The Portland Trailblazers, guard Damian Lillard missed Thursday's night game with an abdominal strain. Could he be able to play tonight?
Yeah, I think there's a good. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think he'll be, I don't know if they've announced yet if he's questionable, or I don't think they've listed him out yet, last I saw. I'd be more concerned, honestly, if he was a baseball player, because when you're talking about abdominal and core oblique type issues in baseball players, when they're swinging that kind of torque, that can be pretty devastating and be a much longer injury. But in basketball, not that you're obviously not active in twisting, but it's just kind of a different animal. So I'm not as concerned in this case for him, and expect him to be back pretty quickly, if not tonight, then likely this coming week.
Trae Young and James Harden is suffering from a contusion. Trae in his right calf and Harden in his left thigh. Is this just painful, or can they play with these?
Yeah, and I think Harden's already obviously made it back. Trae Young, we're waiting to see, but yeah, contusion basically is a fancy orthopedic way of saying that you have a bruise, and I mean, it's not to diminish the severity of it, because it can be painful, and it can, a deep bruise or deep contusion, or even when you hear bone contusion, I mean, it can limit your ability to move. So I think it's more, there's not really an issue for tearing something or anything structural. So it really is more just about pain and comfort with moving around is what the barometer is to get back out on the court in that situation.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Mama, when I was young, Mama, I got a contusion on my leg. I probably got a whooping for saying that. Boy, what you...
Okay, what? Come around here cussing.
You cut right.
Cussing. What you say, boy?
All right, Doc. Well, we definitely appreciate you for coming on, man. And we definitely hope and ask you to stay safe, healthy. Like I know you will. You're a doctor. And hey, man, watch some football tomorrow. Who do you have?
Yes, sir. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Take care, guys.
Who do you have? Who do you have winning?
Oh, who do I have? God, I'm going. I just, as much as I respect Brady, I feel like I always have to root against him. So I'm going KC.
All right, Doc. We appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too,
All right, dog.
All right, man. So we at that moment where this is our what's on our mind in sports. I don't. You got something on your mind in sports?
I mean, I'm just still watching a few things. I mean, still nosing neighbor down the street here, trying to see what's going on. With this Atlanta situation. Both Atlanta situations, all the Atlanta situations. Just watch it, man. Just sit back, watch it.
Okay, you bring that up. The Falcons. Like, you brought in your head coach. You got your GM. We know what Matty Ice is. Does he let him go? Do you let him go? Because we know Papa Blank. He's loyal
to a fault.
Loyal. So what do you do? Do you?
That's why I'm peeking.
Because so what is their draft choice? G, you know their draft choice? Or their,
fourth.
Their position.
Yeah,
fourth.
You can get a good quarterback.
Yeah,
you got because so number one is Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence. Number 2 is
the Jets.
The Jets. They might not need a quarterback after what G just said.
And if they trade for Watson, they got to give up that number 2.
Yeah. Right. So then Houston is probably looking quarterback, or they're going to keep Sam Darnold, but still, number 3 it was the Lions.
Cincinnati.
They're good.
They're taking that tackle from Oregon.
Oh man,
we need a quarterback if we quit Matt.
Even if y'all keep him,
even if they keep Matt,
but if you keep Matt,
you got to think of the future. You don't have to start him right away.
Right.
No.
But here's the thing with Matt, and Matt is still playing well.
Ish.
No,
ish.
Okay, ish, wellish, but he's playing well enough to where you're like, he can throw the ball like he hadn't
who the
slowed
offense
down.
Coordinator? I know they got somebody new.
But that's
great question.
But that's
great question.
But that's what I was going to say. You a Falcons fan? Are you blaming that on you were a Falcons fan? I mean, they might swing you back because they've done what you wanted them to do. So, but I'm saying, was it more on the offensive coordinator back then? Or was it Matt? Because you
a whole.
Or was it
all of the above?
Or was it Julio every 8 downs?
And never in there on the crucial 3rd down?
Bruh, how in the world are you supposed to be the top wide receiver and you always patting your helmet on 3rd down? He is the most least conditioned wide receiver I've ever player. He get one play and then he go to the pit every time.
Every big play, every big 3rd down play, we need him on the field. He's not there.
That's huge. That's huge. You know who's always on the field? D-Hop.
Always.
He can run a 80-yard play and catch it. They'd run 15 out routes in a row, and D-Hop still come back.
Yeah.
nothing.
He just get out there and just try to get open. I don't know if he run. Well, he might run routes, but it seems like he just okay. I'm just going to try to get open.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Hail Mary he caught. Kyler Murray said, D-Hop's down there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just throw it to him.
Yep. So that's all I'm asking is. Last question. So, just what do you do? What would you do? Get a quarterback, right?
They need a running back.
Whew.
They need a running back.
Use the second round pick on the running back.
You need an offensive guard.
But what if ETN's? So ETN's gonna be there available.
He's gonna
He's
be
in the second round.
Be
Take
available in
him.
the second round. He'll be available in the second round.
You think?
Yeah. But one of those, the kid out of Alabama, one of them will be there in the second round.
Najee.
Yeah, Najee. Yeah, he'll be there in the second round.
Or do you go?
But they need an offensive guard too.
Or do you go another wide receiver? Okay. All right. It's a lot. It's a lot. All right. So you hear this music, you know what it means. It means it is time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout outs, and stay tuned because you might be a part of it. First, I want to give a shout out to the Almighty God for giving me this platform to do what I do, say what I say, to give me the chance to make you all happy, upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. I definitely appreciate it. I also want to thank my guest today. I want to thank Mr. Darren Smith. Appreciate you, man. Enjoy the Super Bowl, man. Great coverage. I want to thank Dr. Donnie Fowler III coming on. I appreciate you. I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank our sponsors, Ortho Atlanta. And we want to thank Dwayne Chambers, a.k.a. Simha, the barber. Make sure y'all follow the barber. That dude is a beast. Y'all got to hit him up, though, on Instagram. It's Simha, the barber, SIMHATHEBARBER. He's the one we do the, the inside the barber. He sets that up. Also, gotta thank my guy, G. Appreciate you, man. G, you want something to say? You got something to say? We're going to start including you, bro. Like, I'm sorry.
Oh, now you want to include me.
I'm going to do it from here on out. That's why I
feel like Eric Bieniemy being interviewed by the Texans. And I have said enough.
Oh, man. Then I want to thank my guy, Rick. Go ahead, bro. What you got? You got anything?
Boy, peace, love, and hair grease. Thank you, boy.
Shout out to the show.
Talking Around the Mish, Friday nights, 8:30 to 10, right here on the Real 1100 with my boy, G. And we let him do more talking.
Do more? Okay.
Yeah.
I guess sometimes I don't get invite.
Well, we tried.
But anyway, I want to thank everybody who listened, man. Shout out to Mike Patton always, man. Shout out to Antoine Smitty, Vincent the Fantasy Guru, Mike Turpo, aka TJ Bentley. Who else was listening?
We got
Ab was listening. What up, Ab?
David.
What up, David? David came in the last 2 seconds, but
yeah,
you still get your shout out, bro.
Trey Stokes.
Trey, what up, Trey? All of y'all, we can't, if I miss y'all, but all of y'all, appreciate it. I want to thank my lovely family, beautiful wife, lovely children, my cousins, aunties, uncles, nephew, nieces, brothers, sisters, grandparents, in-laws. I think I named everybody. Play cousins, eat good, be healthy, stay healthy. But stay safe, y'all. Love on family. Let family know that you love them while they're still alive. Make sure they can feel the love. And then, like I said, man, I always say eat good. It's Super Bowl weekend. You be safe. Y'all don't be going to parties, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Chill. But make you something good. Real quick, what you gonna eat? What you cooking?
Some wings.
Wings. See, I don't eat chicken, so I'm doing the shrimp. So I'm gonna do that.
Shrimps.
But I'm doing like the wings. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna cook them like that. What you doing, G?
Pizza probably.
Pizza.
I'm a pizza guy.
Okay.
All
right. So yeah.
Don't hate because you can't eat pizza.
No, I can eat cheese pizza.
Or you don't.
I might because my son just got a job at Nancy's, 50% off. But anyway, hey man, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. When you miss me, I'm out. Peace. You just got done listening to the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at The 3 Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.